Alice Hart. I decided to see it because I met the people behind it while we were watching Portal to Hell. Like they sat next to me in there, and I just got to talking to them. It's like, okay, this sounds very fascinating. I want to check it out. It's got kind of a Clerks vibe to it. It's set in Philadelphia, and it's very Philly as far as like the tone and the characters are concerned. But the black and white photography, the kind of arrested development of the characters, like I definitely got an early Kevin Smith vibe from it. So if you're into that sort of thing, which I am, this might be a film for you. So Alice Hart, that is her full name, Alice hyphen Hart. Uh, she is a student at Drexel, and she's in her final semester as a creative writing student. To basically get her degree. And the first day of her thesis class, she gets into an argument with the professor, and he kicks her out of the class, and she drops out. Because of that, her mother, uh, a Filipino immigrant, has decided to cut her off. Like, if you're not in school, I'm not paying your rent. So Alice Hart, she's played by Lisa Karen Dang Sweeney. She won an acting award at the festival for her performance. Uh, she breaks up with her boyfriend Lyman, who is a complete hipster d bag, and literally moves next door, like to this neighboring unit of her building with this guy named Tony, who is also recently through a breakup. And what I love about them is that this is not a romantic coupling. This is a celebratory platonic friendship between a man and a woman. You don't get that often in films. I want to say like one of the best ones I've seen recently. I think it was called "Together Together" with Ed Helms and Patty Harrison a couple years ago. It was like the celebration of platonic love rather than romantic. It's very nice. And so yeah, Alice Hart basically has to navigate: how do I get a job? How do I finish school? How do I pay my rent? Tony is basically the angel on her shoulder telling her to grow up and stop trying to compensate and fill in gaps with her friends, or getting back with Lyman, or fighting with the egotistical professor. Like, they have this wonderful dynamic, and it's very sweet and very funny, but not fall over funny. It's a classical comedy rather than a slapstick comedy kind of thing. I really love the two lead performances. And again, I love the way it was shot and edited, because again, it made me feel like I was watching Clerks, but set in Philadelphia rather than Jersey. So me being a kid from Delaware, Philly's my second home, so I was like, it hits me in the right places. But yeah, this whole idea of self-examination for people at a crossroads in their life, it's a spiritual companion to gamma rays, if you want to think of it that way. uh maybe more audience friendly because it's American rather than French Canadian, but very similar themes, only without the whole social interaction subplots. This is very much a, how do I take the next step? How do I move forward in my life type of movie. And I found myself just sitting there watching it and just thinking to myself, like, yeah, this is real. We have all been there. Like, one of the weird like mantras that I've heard over the course of my life is like, when it comes to kids, especially when they're young adults, you have to let them make their own mistakes. You know, a parent's job or a friend's job is not to criticize them, it's to keep them honest. And once they've made their mistakes, be there for them and help them correct them. And that's what this movie really shines. Like, Alice Hart makes a lot of mistakes, but she has that self-awareness to realize what she's doing and still try to better herself each time. Like, that is real growth. And again, not a trope you often see in mainstream movies these days. If this were a Hollywood movie, she would be an up and coming assistant at a major ad agency ready to climb the corporate ladder, but oh no, how do I get a boyfriend type of movie. This is just an honest character study about someone making the mistakes that we all made in our 20s and being there to just say, yep, you done messed up. Now let's fix it.
This is the BTRP Media Network.